Marcin Tybura, how you doing, my man?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I know it's your first time on Empire Universe Media, so welcome and thanks for taking the time.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, so first and foremost, how you feeling? I know you're in fight camp, so how's that going?
It's going very well. I right now I'm in Poland training in Ankos MMA, and everything seems to be back on track after having some trouble lately. Right now, everything is perfect.
Yeah, if you don't mind me asking, what happened? I know you had some maybe some injuries or illness or something going on there.
It was something in my body. First, it started with a COVID, like over a Christmas break. I had a COVID, which was very, very bad, and took me a long time to recover. I was pretty sure I did recover from this, but there was some symptoms that was coming and going. And the last time I had a fight in Jacksonville, and during the actually weigh-ins, I just got sick, like very bad, like a stomach uh, problem with the stomach, with everything. We tried to do everything to stay on the fight, but was impossible. So that was some kind of an issue, and I went through some exams, some healthy exams. I spent some time in a performance institute in Las Vegas to train there, and I think the problem are solved right now.
Well, it's good to hear. No, and I'm glad to see that now that you're healthy and you're ready to rock and roll. So you haven't like fought since October 2021, obviously, with some things going on. So how excited are you to be able to get back in there?
It's finally happening, because it's been a while right now, and feels great. I mean, the emotion will come when I just arrive there to Salt Lake City, and for fight week, and start feeling it. But for now on, I feel great that everything's going well during camp. I really enjoy the process every time the camp happening, and I can feel that my body improving, my skills improving. So it feels great. That's what I love to do.
Every fighter kind of strives to get better and better and try new things in every single camp. Is there anything new that you're doing in this fight camp for your upcoming fight with Alexander Romanov?
Uh, you know, a couple of things might be different, but there wouldn't be any major change. Probably will I will get focused on some techniques I couldn't, some stuff I couldn't achieve during my last fight. I think about the wrestling wise stuff, and because the kickboxing I think was on point. I think the biggest factor in this fight would be just wrestling. So I might be in a position where I will be defending wrestling because my opponent is really he's a wrestler and he goes for this. So that's some kind of stuff we'll try to improve the wrestling defense.
It's kind of like Khabib. When if you look at a lot of his fights, you kind of know what his game plan is going to be.
Yeah, yeah. So you can tell that sooner or later he will go for wrestling, and he goes like a really crazy for this one. Like keep moving forward, just try to uh, mm, change distance, get close to the opponents, and take them down, make them tired. I think he's got a very good cardio, but I think mine is good too. So it will be a little bit of competing whose cardio is better.
Course, of course. When you got the green light, did to come back, did the UFC offer you anyone else besides Alexander Romanov?
Uh, you know, I don't know. It might, but I didn't have this information because all the talk is done by my manager. So he he brought me an offer of the Alexander Romanov, and I agree. So I don't know if there was anyone else on the table.
Well, since that you were offered him, I guess you didn't really have much of a choice there. But that being said, were you kind of excited knowing that this is a guy that's unbeaten and you could be the fighter to beat that record?
Uh, Kinda, yeah, because I know we don't know what is his limit right now, because he's actually unbeaten. So I think he's on a rise, he's big rise, and it's kind of excited that I might stop it. But at the end, on the other side, I just don't mind people people are having an unbeaten record. It's not like, it's not like I'm focused on. I'm pretty sure he never fought someone on my level. So I think people will be curious about where is his ceiling, and I'm going to do anything to be stop right there.
Yeah, yeah. And were you content with the opponent that you had, or were you hoping maybe the UFC might give you someone closer on the scale to the title, or like where was your mindset at the time?
It's been a rough time lately, this pulling out of the fight. So I didn't have a big expectation. I know sometimes you have to make a step backwards. For sure, the fight with the Yarizina Rosenstruck was something that would get me closer to the title. But all this stuff happening, I don't regret anything. I'm just happy about the moment, and whoever is there, I can fight. And sometimes you just need to accept someone who's lower in ranking than you, and I have no problem with this.
Excellent. Now, with this upcoming fight for UFC 278, are you primarily going to be training in Poland, or are you going to make any strides to the United States?
We are leaving to United States on August 1st, and we'll be heading Las Vegas. We'll be finish our camp there and Performance Institute, and for the fight we just moved to Salt Lake City. So that's because one of my gym mate fighting there, Michał Oleksiejczuk, he fighting August 6th in Las Vegas. So my coach is going anywhere, and I'm taking two sparring partners, and we'll be finished the camp there. So make acclimatization sooner, and we'll see how this go.
Well, I know you're no stranger to sparring with partners. Jan Bohovic. I understand that he has one camp and you have the other. But is there any chance that you're going to be able to have him in your camp this time?
No, actually we're not the same gym anymore. It was like 3 years ago when we trained together at the same gym. But right now we are different gyms, and we actually just, when we have a time where we meet somewhere, like last time when he fought in Las Vegas and I was there, so I helped him to to do some stuff like prior to the fight. And sometimes here in Poland, when I travel to Warsaw, I just go there and spar with him. But he's not coming. He's not coming with me. He's not my. We're not the same gym anymore.
And I understand he fights at like heavyweight, but I'm sure he hits like a heavyweight, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he's a very heavy-handed and very tricky. His striking is astonishing. He's very good at that. Yeah, and a very long reach. So really hard to avoid his long hand. He's very good, very tough fighter.
You already kind of spoke upon Romanov's wrestling, but you yourself, you got a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So that being going on the ground, you talked about you would be doing more the defending. Do you feel like maybe your opponent recognizes that, and this could eventually could be a stand-up fight?
We'll see. I don't know. It might be. Uh, it might be. It's sometimes it's hard to plan. I think we never do like a very strict plan for the fight. We actually know he's a wrestler and he goes for takedowns, so we're working on defending. But I'm not 100% sure that he will go for wrestling right away, because I think in his previous fight I saw him in the very beginning of the fight he was trying to take his opponent down and he couldn't. So he might wait a little bit. So it might be also a striking fight too. Um, we just find out on August 20 actually. So we just whatever happening, then you have to always have like a plan B or sometimes C. But sometimes it's not even the plan. You just have to go there and brawl and fight. It's you cannot prepare yourself for everything. It's a fight.
Unfortunately, you have a lot of pressures from the fans, and the fans just want to see the heavyweights just brawl, unfortunately.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, we'll see. I like Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is my happy place. I had a fight with Victor Pesta there when I knocked him out, get the bonus. So going back there with the same fans, the same energy would be awesome.
It was like you're fighting back at home.
Yeah, a little bit.
You've kind of talked a little bit about your opponent's obvious his strengths, but looking at this fight, what do you feel? What kind of weakness do you feel like you can expose in him?
Once again,
you spoke a lot about his strength of his wrestling, but what do you feel weaknesses he possesses that you can expose?
I think he's using a little bit of craziness in his fights, and sometimes it's like not lots of technique and lots of craziness actually. So I kind of a fighter who are basing on reaction in lots of stuff. So I might be a little bit quicker than him. He might not be as quick as I. So that's I think the biggest weakness of him, because he can constantly go, but he never change the pace a little bit. I can, so that would be a different.
Yes, we will see. In two of your last five wins, you got fight bonuses. Is that something that you focus on, or do you just try to, if you get the bonus, great?
Yeah, I'm not focused on getting the bonus, because that's something additional to the fight. And if your mental is right there and you're focused on your job, doing it properly, and everything will come to the place, and the bonus will be there. No problem with that. I'll never focus on this or preparing anything, any kind of a special action to get me a bonus. Never think about it.
And what do you think about the UFC giving out those new bonuses in the crypto with the crypto currency?
I actually don't know how it works right now. I know it's people voting for this, but I don't know how big those bonuses are.
You got me. I don't know either.
Yeah, so I didn't pay much attention, but it's cool. It's yeah, they have a sponsorship with the crypto, right? And
Correct.
if there is something additional for fighters, why not?
Yeah, and because I think I know Valentina Shevchenko, I think she got the 50 G's plus the crypto. So if you can win both, I mean, I assume you're making 100,000 on top of your fight.
Yeah, why not? I will just accept it with a smile on my face.
Of course. Now I know you're fighting in August 20th. In a perfect world, how many more fights would you like in that back half of 2022?
Mm, oh, at least one, maybe two. I don't know. I just don't want to make a plan of, making two fights and not be able to. I just try to be in the present a little bit, see what's happened after this fight. I have to go there, be 100% sure everything is okay. I don't want to, go ahead so much because the last fight I went a little bit ahead of the fight and look what happened, right? And right now it's just more about this fight,
Mm-hmm.
about or more about my health. Everything is ready, and then whatever. If there will be one more fight, I'll be okay. If there will be two, it will be even greater.
And that being said, I know that you're focused on your fight. But do you have any like life plans, anything going on for the year, anything that you want to accomplish?
You mean like other than fighting?
Correct.
Oh, not really. Not really. I don't know if I have a big plan. Like lots of things actually going on in my life, and lots of things that I planned happening. So it's whatever life brings. It's it's super cool. I really enjoy my life as it is. I'm not going to, I'm not waiting for anything happening in the future to be happy. It will happen anyway.
Excellent.
But something will happen anyway.
Excellent. Um, your thoughts on Ioana Jacek? Were you kind of surprised that she retired? Do you feel like maybe that was did you talk with her prior? Did she say anything? Did you have a chance to talk with her?
Not after the fight. I had a chance to speak with her a couple of times before her fight, and she's you might not know it, but she has lots of things going on in Poland, like lots of shows. She makes money like in entertaining stuff, and I think she may even make more money than the UFC. So right now, I don't think she's that motivated to fight anymore. And she got a great career. I don't know if what else she could do better in it. Would be hard for her to to get this title back. Although if she fought Carla Esparza, I think she might get it. But right now, I think she's more focused on other stuff, and she's really good at this because she's very popular in Poland right now, and she's not taking advantage of this popularity. So I don't think she will be coming back to fighting.
Do you still feel like she will continue to do a lot for Polish MMA and Polish women's MMA without
If
fighting?
she did a lot, she did a great things for Polish MMA for female, of course, but I mean for the whole Polish MMA, like being the first UFC champion, going like crazy, getting popular, bring it to Poland. She's a legend right now, actually, of Polish MMA, and no one arguing it. So I mean, she's been a trash talker, so for sure she has like some of anti-fans of Poland. But what she did for sports, for MMA in Poland, I think people are now right now. I mean, everyone in Poland right now admire her for what she did.
Mm-hmm. What, as far as I know, I don't think UFC has ever come to Poland. what do you feel it takes for UFC to come to Poland, despite this situation going on the other side of the border there?
Um, you know, what would bring them to Poland would be Iri Prohaska Jan Blachowicz fight for sure, and because MMA is very, no, martial arts are very popular in Czech Republic, and they very popular in Poland. I think the stadium would be filled for this kind of fight if that would happen somewhere in the border, close to the border between Poland and Czech Republic. So that would, and but right now I just don't see that happen because Erie just said he will be fighting Glover, and it should be I think for that kind of fight that would be a pay-per-view event, but they doing the pay-per-view event like October 20 in Abu Dhabi, and I think it's a little bit too close right now, so I don't think the plans are going the way that the UFC will come to Poland soon. Although Mateusz Gawron right now would be another interesting, main event for Fight Night. That also might happen, but I didn't hear anything of the plans that the UFC would come to Poland anytime soon.
Of course. No, I understand you fight a heavyweight, but do you still have like a diet regimen that you have to follow prior to the fight, or how does that work at heavyweight?
I don't have like a big restriction for diet. I'm using some. I work with the nutrition from Performance Institute, using their cook whatever they can deliver for for a fight week or whatever whenever I'm in Vegas. Other than that, don't do anything like crazy stuff. I honestly I didn't see much different when I was on a strict diet, like very very strict. It was like time consuming for me, buying everything, preparing everything, counting everything, and actually nothing changed. So I'm just, there is a lots of additional stuff that you can do to make your body work better. I mean, outside of the training, I do other stuff like breathing exercises, like meditation, yoga, for example, and those kind of things I think are more effective. Like diet wise, I just try to eat healthy, like almost healthy, would say, nothing too crazy.
Awesome. So then cheat meals don't apply then.
Cheat meals?
Yes.
I mean, sometimes, yeah, I do the cheat meals. Yeah.
Of course. And just lastly for you, it's always something I've been asking in this series with a lot of the fighters is, do you ever get any weird or bad DMs on Instagram?
DMs is
Like the direct messages.
like bad.
Yeah, like the messages you would get on Instagram. Do you get any like bad or just weird fan mail? Or...
Yeah. I do. I get it a lot. Like, I don't know what you mean by bad, but no one is like treating me or something, saying bad stuff about me, but just a weird stuff like from. It's not happening like very often, but once in a while I get like a weird messages, but I don't pay attention to them because I don't know if they are created by bots or are there any real people behind those messages. Sometimes it might be, but yeah, it's crazy. I think couple of those would be really funny if I show it to people.
Well, there was, I think, looking at the reaction of the fan base, there was probably a lot of people that wanted to see your one opponent. I'm trying to think of his name. Greg Hardy. When you beat him,
Uh-huh.
I think there's a lot of people that were happy to see that. So did you get a lot of messages regarding that? Like, oh, thank you for beating them up, or
Yeah. Yeah. That happened. Yeah. But that wasn't the weirdest messages I get. But yeah, it happened after Greg Hardy. Although Greg Hardy seems to be a nice guy. I don't know. I don't know the case. I didn't pay much attention to this because I'm not, living in the States, so I didn't know the offer about the what's happening. I did get those messages from the fans that they're happy I beat him.
excellent. Well, I understand you're in fight camp. I don't want to take any more of your time here, sir. So I just wanted to say again, thank you for taking your time. Marcin Tybura, you're a pleasure to talk with. And for people that still don't know, Marcin Tybura will be fighting Alexander Romanov at UFC 278 on August 20th.
Thank you so much. I had a really great time, and yeah, come support. See you there.